My name is Molly Kraft. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a member mobilizer at the Ontario Nurses Association. We represent 65,000 nurses and healthcare professionals across the province of Ontario. And I'm also in Canada. And I'm also the co-founder and active organizer with Showing Up for Racial Justice Toronto, which is an international organization that tries to move more white folks into active anti-racist action. I'm a parent to a 20-month-old. I'm a queer white Jewish person committed to fighting for racial and economic justice in many realms of my life. But in my work role, I focus on supporting nurses and healthcare workers to fight against right-wing austerity governments and fight back against the decades of underfunding that have led to a crumbling public healthcare system for us here in Ontario. So I joined SMT in a free training a couple years ago. And in my work, it led us to implement much stronger engagement calls to action via text messaging with our members. We had already been texting, but the new tactic was about using more issues-based organizing as our engagement strategy. So it really meant instead of always asking our members for something or saying like, can you do this for us? We were saying, tell us what matters to you. This upped our engagement like in a big, big way. And we saw a big increase, especially in our long-term care homes and in our hospital sector at the beginning of COVID. We also were able to be on the front lines of some safety conversations here in Ontario in the early days of COVID because we were actually using texting to say, can you give us important information about the lack of PPE? And this helped us pressure the government in Ontario to make sure PPE was accessible. After that experience, 3 members of my team signed up for the digital campaign certificate intensive. And since then, I feel like I'm using these tools a million times a day. I'm kind of obsessed with the course, and I'm always trying to get more people to take SMT courses. So the main things I focus on is I go back to the strategy chart daily for planning thoughtful and precise campaigns. Like Kevin said, the fishing pole instead of the bullhorn. This is a constant issue, I think, for most unions, but maybe lots of other organizations as well. I've also revisited a presentation that Hannah gave us, which was a creative range of direct action tactics, which I've brought into dozens of planning conversations. One of my favorite tips is making the invisible visible, and we're trying to bring this into our current round of bargaining. And I'm also using something I was taught in SMT, which is called listening. So going into Facebook groups, Instagram pages, and Reddit to better listen to and engage with our members who are already active on their social media platforms. The 3 of us are now meeting monthly to continue to plan and prioritize, and we're bringing the recordings, my notes, and our training materials to other staff, to worker leaders on the bargaining team, and more. It's given us a really good shared language to strategize and implement on campaigns, and I'm hoping to keep using it as we do all of our work. So I love working with SMT, and I'm excited to keep learning from y'all.